Hi, in this video I just wanted to give you a quick overview of IDA. So I'll start by opening up the lab from last week, and to get it open I'm just going to drag the sample onto the IDA Pro icon. It'll open up this load screen. For now we're just going to go with all the defaults. It'll come up and it'll begin analyzing the binary. Depending on what you're loading, this may take 10 or 20 seconds. So what we have here is the graph view. I'm going to maximize this screen. So the graph view shows the current function you're in this little window down here. This is clickable, so to navigate you can click and drag around. And then the actual code is within each of these graph nodes. You can also view this in a more standard fashion by pressing the spacebar. And this looks a lot more like a common disassembly output. But generally it's easier to navigate in graph view. Some other interesting things are the tabs here. So you see imports, strings, so those should both be things that you're very familiar with. Exports, if you have a DLL. You can view in hex. Then this color bar up here kind of shows the different regions. I believe your book offers an overview, but generally like the blue sections are going to be your user code. The gray sections are likely to be resources or other data in the binary. So we'll start this. We'll start out by going to the strings, and so let's say we see this string down here, which looks like a registered key. We can jump to that location by just double-clicking or pressing enter. And then we're interested in finding where this key is actually getting called. So in IDA, that's going to be these xrefs. So if you really want to pull up all the references, you want to press X and pull up this window, and then you can double-click to jump to those locations. So let's say I wanted to go back. I can either press this back arrow up here, or actually I can just press escape. So then maybe I decide I want to go to that second xref, see where that is. And you can also just look at the address here, but this is just for showing navigation off. So we can see that the xref here, you can see that this string here is getting pushed onto the stack, and then we're calling a function. So let's go look and check out what that function does. So I just press enter to follow that function. You can see this is fairly basic, right? So it's a single node in the graph, and it's just calling a couple things, and then it's returning. So a few things to point out here is this section up at the top is going to be where your local variables and your arguments are passed in. If you remember from the lecture or from reading, anything negative, and that's relative to your base pointer, stack base pointer, is going to be a local variable. Anything positive is going to be an argument passed in. You can kind of see that if you just click through and see where everything is getting highlighted. So if we analyze this function, we decide that it's just setting a registry value. So then maybe we want to rename it to make it easier. So if you just press N, that'll pull up this window, and you can just enter a new name. So we'll just say we'll say create. Okay. And then that gets updated. It'll also get updated in your references. So you can see here, that's where that's getting set. And then it's also definitely helpful to set comments when you're navigating around. So to do a comment, you can just press the colon, and then registry persistence. Right. So if you just enter that, and that'll get appended to the end of the line.